Welcome.
Welcome back, Grave Goblins. Thanks for tuning in to a new season of The Midnight Graveyard. It's us, your creepiest friends. This season, our first movie is Scream 7.
Thought it was pretty good. I mean, I guess if we're looking at it just as like a horror film on its own, right? Or like a standalone,
Mhm.
then it's not great. But it isn't that. There's like a whole history of lore and movies that like lead up to this and inform this film. And so, considering all that, I would say it was actually really good. It was a decent addition to the Scream franchise, in my opinion. Did you feel the same way?
So obviously I am obsessed with Scream, in case you didn't know. Um, so I thought this movie was excellent, whether standalone or with its counterparts.
Right.
I love the whole construction of Scream movies and the silly jump scares and the light stories, and a lot of the, I don't know.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, like I just love that. That to me is that's a fun movie to see.
Mhm.
You can like truly just relax and leave there just feeling like you went on a fun ride or something, is
I
how
mean,
I feel.
I agree, but it's also scary. So it's
Yeah,
fun and you want to be engaged and comfortable, but that's how they get you sometimes.
but
Because,
that's I think being
right?
scared is fun.
Right. And then
So
I
yeah,
agree. No, I agree. I'm just saying that, it's
but
sort
in
of
that way.
unique, right, for the Scream franchise. I feel like other horror films and franchises do some element of that, like try to lull you into a false sense of security so that the jump scare they do in the next scene hits harder.
Yeah.
I think Scream is probably the most successful franchise at doing that. And, you know, part of that might just be my millennial perspective on the Scream movies because they were sort of designed for me to like them, right? If you were saying like, oh yeah, well, of course, media and stuff is targeted for uh a younger generation or whatever, then I was right in that group for Scream.
Yeah, I don't care if it was made for me or not. It's perfect. So no complaints here. What I really liked about, I did write something about it all. So I'll be referencing some of my notes because
Yeah,
I left the movie theater like giddy,
yeah,
like I
you were
was a
happy.
kid.
Yeah.
I felt so happy, so excited. I just was like, yes, life has meaning again. So I came home and I wrote some ideas down just so I could not forget that feeling and all that I was thinking. Um,
You saw where you're right.
the first piece that I really needed to mention was in the opening of this particular movie, because the opener of all the screams are very iconic.
Yeah.
And this one was no different. And I think one of the best pieces is that we're now in a stage of the story where a millennial couple is staying at a Scream themed
Mhm.
Airbnb, or stab themed
Right.
Airbnb.
Right. Inside that
um
reverse stab.
and they can see where so and so died,
Hmm.
and the kitchen is set up the same, like the most ridiculous thing, but absolutely something that I would have spent money on. So like,
Well, and
oh, it was
something
great.
that's, I think, pretty reasonable and close to reality, right? Because
Yeah.
I think there's probably stuff like that going on today with
I
the true
wish.
crime, the way that it's taken off. You know what I mean? It's like a very popular genre, if you're comfortable calling it that. It's interesting.
I just wish that there was this, like if there was a, a Sidney Prescott house
Mm,
that I could go stay at. Um,
you mean like for Scream as a fictional,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
I would love it. So I thought that was brilliant. And if they're feeling, the vibe out from that movie before they go ahead and do something like that, it's there.
Right.
Hire me, I will support this.
I believe the Scream house, the one that was made like famous by the first film, where like the party happens at the end, and that, you know what I mean. There's the final showdown.
Hmm.
I believe, I could be wrong. Correct me if anybody's watching this and knows better, but I think that house burned down. I think it was in
Mm,
California, and I think we maybe lost it to one of the wildfires that happened somewhat
yeah.
recently. But shame, because like you were saying, it absolutely could have been a like landmark where people were going to like
Hmm.
pay homage to the film and the franchise and the actors and right, like all those people. There's like a small city, I think, worth of people
Yeah.
devoted to producing a film, like actually making it happen. So,
And I don't think that it needs to be specifically that house. Like they can recreate it
oh yeah,
anywhere.
no, of course,
And I would still make money and people would still come because the like puzzling experience of it would be fun. Like they got a call from, and it was like, uh, you know, asking the questions like, what's your favorite scary movie?
mm,
But there was also at the end of the call, like, okay, hit this to leave a review because even that call was meant to be all part of this experience. But lo and behold, a real killer is lurking in the
now, right
shadows.
now we're doing it again.
So that was just how you said like that fourth wall, like here it goes even further where it's like
Yeah,
leaning into that comfort of the viewer, of the
right.
experiencer,
Yeah.
and this is fun and make believe, but is it? So yeah, I
Yep.
loved that.
Yeah, totally, totally normal. Another throwaway text message, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah. And then I just loved how they showed the progression of Sydney Prescott too. Like she was married to a police officer, which obviously is, showing that security,
Right, that she's
safety,
trying to seek that out. Yeah.
yeah, is so important to her. Um, and then we see her teenage daughter kind of go through the same experiences that Sydney went through, but there's a lot of like mother-daughter dynamics interwoven because she keeps a lot of that secret.
You're right, and more like modern life type
Mhm.
stuff where it's like, all right, mom, like I get it. We have to call our ID now, and you know what I mean? Like, there's you can check Google Maps or whatever, and I share my location with you. So it is, she's not wrong. Like, she
Yeah.
is living and experiencing this in a different way than her mother, but it's such a like huge thing that Sydney's really right. She's right, not just the mom, but also like, hey man,
Hmm.
it's like it's technology. Like, sure, older people don't always totally understand it, but do you want to not get stabbed to death? Like, maybe listen to your mom.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this, I felt like it was painting the story of, who do we become with trauma in our lives when we heal it, when we don't heal it, when we face it, confront it,
Right, or try to
and
pretend
in,
like it doesn't exist, or
and in what ways, like in who with,
right.
because you
Yeah.
see Sydney be healed and strong with other characters, especially some of the familiar ones that
Right.
revisit as usual.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically with her daughter, she wants to preserve her youth,
Yeah.
and that
And her innocence,
naivety,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that Sydney, I guess, lost.
Yeah.
And so she
That's fair.
desperately wants her daughter to not have that taken
Mm-hmm.
from her. But in so doing it, she causes this rupture
Yeah.
between their relationship because the daughter knows she's
There's
keeping so many secrets.
right. Right. There's no good way for a parent who is being inherently dishonest about serious subjects or topics to like cover for that fact or whatever. Like once your teenager is aware that there's something, I think it's better to just come out with it and be direct
Hmm.
because you can't really do good parenting, in my opinion, pretending like, oh, well, that awful thing happened to me, but we're gonna just not. So we'll like pretend. And it's like, all right, but then you can't really help. You can't really help the kid then, can you? You know?
Especially when the
Yeah.
kid knows and
Yeah, you
is
have to,
being pretty
yep,
apparent
involve
about
yourself.
it.
Yep,
So
and engage. And
this was, yeah, it was just setting that whole development as well. Um, and yeah, I think like like we said, a lot of familiar faces return.
yeah.
And with the new cast, I thought it blended perfectly because you had some new people kind of pick up the roles of the older
Mm-hmm.
people. But there were shifts because it's a different time,
Right, yeah.
right? And there's different things that
And different
us as viewers want to see.
right, and different characters technically too, right? Like you're
Yeah.
saying, they're like sort of filling roles that we're familiar with, but they're new actors and new characters in those roles. So
Hmm.
it's exciting and fun. I think they did a really good job with the supporting cast in this film, you
Hmm.
know, because obviously like Nev Campbell's the star or whatever, like Sydney's the main show, but the supporting cast, like the very first Scream, like the original one, I think also had a really solid cast supporting the like main stars or whatever you want to call them, the main characters.
Yeah.
And I thought that this film did a very good job of that as well. That the like supporting cast felt as interesting and three-dimensional as some main characters in other films or whatever. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Really, really solid.
It's probably one of the few productions that a well-known celebrity could star in and be happy to die within the first 10
Right.
minutes
Yeah.
of the movie,
Right.
right?
That's kind
Like,
of part of it.
yeah, you're
That
like, I
was
get to be that one.
right. That was actually one of my criticisms for this film because there was not
For
a,
you, there was not, but I
in
think
my
he's just too
opinion,
old.
I don't know though. There wasn't like a major, oh, that's a big celebrity. You're dying in the first.
I think he's just got a skewed perspective.
Well,
But
who was it? Who got murdered that people should know in the first 10 minutes of Scream 7?
I'm not giving spoilers. They have to go see
Yeah, okay, you're right, I guess. But
it.
I mean, if you know, if I'm old, fine. I am the first to admit that. But I don't think it's fair to say that whoever was murdered in the first couple of minutes of Scream 7 is on any kind of comparable ground to Drew Barrymore
At the
dying in the
time,
first Scream. I mean, that was a big deal.
it
She
has to
was
be at the same time.
a huge actress, and I thought that's so interesting and cool that the way they approach that. I know a lot of people thought it was cheap. It was something I heard like when the first Scream came out because people were like, "I thought Drew Barrymore was in it," and they were upset that she died right away. You know what I mean? But I thought it was really cool because I'm like, you're not expecting that. That's awesome. That's what I want from my horror films. You know, like keep me guessing.
I didn't see this movie. I didn't see Scream in theaters. I was too young, hence why he's so old and out of touch. But
Yeah, just a dinosaur.
I love the dead, so he's not old enough. Anyway, please go watch Scream.
Yeah,
I need it. I think it'll be a fun jump scare. If you like more bloody films or really terrifying ones, this is not that, but you could watch it with friends and just have a fun, exciting,
horror
carefree
movie
kind of
night.
horror
Yeah.
movie night. So I definitely recommend it. And if
Yeah.
you're a Scream fan, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please
If we
like and
got anything
follow.
wrong or you disagree, let us know about
Yeah.
what.
And thanks for joining us in the graveyard.
See you next time.